Yeah, my name's Peter Mayo. I live in Mansfield. A few months ago I was looking around at possibly putting solar panels on, and I spoke to a friend of mine that's got them, asked him what his energy bills were, and he told me it was £1,100 a year, and I thought, well, it's still quite a bit. He said, no, that includes running my electric car to London and back. So I thought, I've got to do it. Your company, the quotation was professional. It clearly explained everything. It outlined everything. When I was asked for a copy of my electric bill, I thought, why do you want this? But when the quote came in, I could see why, because it broke everything down, what the savings would be, what this would be, what that would be. It was just a far more professional quote. The whole process of first talking to your company and then getting the quote and then giving the go-ahead, it was simple, it was quick, it was professional. It was just how it should be done. And the other companies I went to just weren't in the same league.
I was very impressed by the level of communication. You know, I'd already approached other companies 2 or 3 years ago, and they gave me some brief outlines of what they wanted to supply, so I was very familiar with what the general concept was.
Bill Sheldon here at Auckland Close, Mickleover, and we were sat here one day looking up at the house and said, you've got an ideal situation there on the sloping roof to put solar in, why don't you do it? So we then looked at available installers and chose PNC Consumables.
The main thing is they were here 2 full days for these panels, including putting the battery in, and then came back the 3rd morning just to finalise the commissioning.
Well laid out technical quote from Dan, which we could see all the options and possibilities. It's a modular design where in future, if we want to add more to the top of the house and the batteries, it's all connectable.
No, I had no concerns or doubts over it. Dan was very professional, explained it, answered any questions. A professional system of submitting the quote, then the paperwork that followed, invoice, the paperwork to confirm the order, was all professional, so I had no doubts. And when the guys turned up, they turned up smart, professional, on time, and did in the process of doing a tidy job.
Well, I'm with Octopus Energy, and I try and send them at least 10 kilowatt hours every day between 4 and 7 to maximise the income at the moment. So the amount I buy is very, very, very limited.
No, well, I didn't know much about the different battery types, the different this, the different that. Really, I relied on your company's professionalism in advising me what to go for. I went to the best quality system. There were cheaper alternatives that you offered, but I went for the best quality system. When it was clearly explained to me, I just chose and relied on your advice.
I'd recommend you, it depends on the type of person you are. Some people just want the cheapest available, and that's it, where others delve into it a little bit more.
Of course I would. PNC controls I would recommend to anybody.